Welcome to this Python for Beginners study guide, part 4 of 4 from TestMole.com, where employers can test candidates and teams using pre-built or custom assessments. We also create free tests and guides like this. Please help us by liking this video. Subscribe for more study guides and free tests. And turn on notifications. Okay, let's begin. Which of the following are true? Select all that apply. Python provides several built-in data structures, each with distinct characteristics. Tuples, immutable sequences. Because their size is fixed, Python can allocate memory more efficiently, making them slightly faster than lists. Lists, mutable sequences that allow heterogeneous data types, e.g., 1, Apple, 3.14. Dictionaries, mappings of unique keys to values. Keys must be hashable and unique. If you assign a value to an existing key, the old value is overwritten. Indentation. Unlike languages that use curly braces, Python uses white space to define code blocks. Proper indentation is mandatory for syntax, not optional. The options are: A. Tuples are faster than lists. B. Dictionaries' keys must be unique. C. Lists can contain different data types. D. Indentation is optional in Python. The answer is A, B, and C. Tuples are faster due to immutability. Dictionary keys must be unique to ensure efficient lookups, and lists are designed to hold mixed types. Indentation is strictly required in Python, making that option incorrect. What is the result of round 4.5? Python's round function follows a strategy known as rounding to the nearest even number, also called banker's rounding, for 0.5 cases. When a number is exactly halfway between two integers, Python rounds to the nearest even integer. For example, round 0.5 becomes 0. Round 1.5 becomes 2. Round 2.5 becomes 2. Round 4.5 becomes 4. This approach helps reduce cumulative bias when summing large sets of numbers. Choose between A. 4, B. 5, C. 4.0. D. Depends on the Python version. The answer is A. Python uses round half to even logic. Since 4 is even, 4.5 rounds down to 4 rather than up to 5. What is the global keyword used for inside a function? By default, variables assigned inside a function are local to that function's scope. If you need to update a variable that exists in the global scope outside the function, you must explicitly declare it using the global keyword. Without the global keyword, the function would create a new local variable named x instead of modifying the one defined at the top level. Here are the options. A. To create a variable that can be used in other files. B. To modify a variable that was defined outside the function. C. To make a function accessible globally. D. To delete a global variable. The answer is B. The global keyword explicitly tells Python to look for the variable in the global scope rather than creating a new local one. It does not control file access or delete variables. How do you make a Python script wait for 2 seconds? The time module is part of Python's standard library and provides various time-related functions. The sleep function suspends the execution of the current thread for the specified number of seconds. It is commonly used for rate-limiting API requests, creating delays in animations, or polling for status updates. Here are the options. A. Wait 2. B. Time.sleep 2. C. System.pause 2. D. Stop 2. The answer is B. Time.sleep 2 is the standard library method for pausing execution. The other options listed are not built-in functions for this purpose. Which method removes all items from a dictionary? Dictionaries are mutable objects in Python. To empty a dictionary while keeping the object reference intact, you use the .clear method. This removes all key-value pairs, leaving the dictionary empty. Possible answers are A. Delete, B. Clear, C. Pop all, D. Reset. The answer is B. Clear is the built-in dictionary method for emptying the collection. The other methods listed do not exist for dictionary objects. How do you capture a floating point number from user input? In Python, the input function always captures user data as a string, regardless of whether the user types a number. To perform mathematical operations on that input, you must explicitly convert the string into a numeric type using a constructor like int or float. Wrapping the input function inside the conversion function follows the standard pattern: type input. Choose between A. Input float, B. Float input, C. Decimal input, D. Input dot to float. The answer is B. The float constructor converts the string returned by input into a floating point number. Other options are incorrect because input float passes the float type as a prompt. Decimal is not a built-in type constructor for this purpose, and Python does not use dot notation methods like dot to float for type conversion. What does my_list.count x return? Python lists provide several built-in methods to manage and query data. The .count method is specifically designed to tally occurrences of a specific value within a list. Method purpose: list.count x returns the frequency of x. List.index x returns the first position of x. Len list returns total items in the list. Choose between A. The index of x, B. The number of times x appears in the list, C. The total number of items in the list, D. True if x is in the list. The answer is B. The .count method iterates through the list and returns the integer frequency of the specified element. It is often confused with index, which returns a position, or len, which returns the total size of the container. Python does not have a dedicated XOR logical operator, but what bitwise operator can be used for XOR? While Python uses and, or, and not for logical operations, it does not have a dedicated keyword for XOR, exclusive or. Instead, you can use the bitwise XOR operator caret. When applied to booleans, true acts as 1 and false as 0. The XOR operation returns true only if the inputs are different. True caret true dash false. True caret false dash true. False caret false dash false. Let's review the options. A caret, B and, C, D. The answer is A. The caret operator is the standard bitwise XOR operator in Python. The other options represent different bitwise operations, and is or, and is not bitwise inversion. How do you format the float 3.14159 to only 2 decimal places in an F-string? F-strings provide a powerful way to format output using the syntax value format specifier. To control the precision of a floating point number, you use the .nf format specifier, where n is the number of decimal places desired. The indicates the start of precision settings. The 2 specifies the number of digits after the decimal point. The F tells Python to format the number as a fixed point float. Possible answers are A. Val, .2f, B. Val, 2, C. Val.round 2, D. Val, %2. The answer is A. The syntax val, .2f correctly instructs Python to format the float to 2 decimal places. Other options are invalid because they either use incorrect syntax or attempt to call methods like .round inside the F string, which is not supported in the format specifier area. What is the pass keyword used for in a function? In Python, code blocks, like those in functions, loops, or if statements, cannot be empty. If you define a function but aren't ready to write the logic, the interpreter will throw an indentation error or syntax error. The pass keyword acts as a null operation. It tells Python, "Do nothing here," allowing the code to remain syntactically valid while you focus on other parts of your program. Possible answers are: A. To skip the next line of code. B. As a placeholder for a future function body to avoid syntax errors. C. To return none automatically. D. To pass a variable to the global scope. The answer is B. The pass statement is a syntactic placeholder used when a statement is required, but no action is needed. It does not skip lines, return values, or affect variable scope. It simply satisfies the requirement for a code block to contain at least one statement. What does my_dict.keys return? In Python 3, dictionary methods like .keys, .values, and .items return view objects. These are dynamic, meaning they reflect any changes made to the dictionary after the view is created. Unlike a static list, a view object provides a window into the dictionary's current state without requiring the memory overhead of creating a full copy of the keys. Here are the options. A. A list of all keys. B. A view object containing all keys. C. The first key only. D. A string of all keys. The answer is B. The .keys method returns a view object, not a list. While you can convert it to a list using list, the method itself does not return one, nor does it return a single key or a string. How do you insert a new line character into a string? Escape characters allow you to include special, non-printable, or reserved characters within string literals. They are identified by a \\/ symbol, followed by a specific character code. Escape meaning: \n new line, \t tab, \r carriage return. Choose between A \t, B \n, C \r, D \new line. The answer is B. The \n sequence is the standard escape character for a new line. \t represents a tab, \r is a carriage return, and \new line is not a valid Python escape sequence. What does any false, true, false return? The any function is a built-in tool that evaluates an iterable of Boolean values. It follows a simple logical rule. It returns true if at least one element in the iterable is truthy. If the iterable is empty or all elements are falsy, it returns false. Let's review the options. A. True. B. False. C. None. D. Error. The answer is A. Since the list contains at least one true value, any evaluates to true. It does not return none or an error, and it only returns false if every element is falsy. What does all true, true, false return? The all function complements any by checking if every element in an iterable is truthy. It returns true only if all items evaluate to true. If even a single element is false, the function immediately returns false. The options are A. True, B. False, C. None, D. Error. The answer is B. Because the list contains a false value, the condition for all is not met, resulting in false. It does not return none or an error. Which of these are valid ways to create a dictionary? Select all that apply. Dictionaries are collections of key-value pairs. You can initialize them in several ways. Literal syntax, using curly braces. Constructor, using the dict function. Populated literal, using key-value syntax. Note that parentheses are reserved for tuples and function calls, not for defining dictionary structures. The options are A. D equals, B. D equals dict, C. D equals key value, D. D equals key value. The answer is A, B, and C. Empty dictionaries can be created with or dict and populated ones with key value. Using parentheses key value is syntactically incorrect and will raise a syntax error. What is the difference between 2**3 and math.pow23? In Python, exponentiation can be performed using the operator or the math.pow function. While they often yield the same numerical result, they differ in their return types and internal implementation. Operator. This is a built-in operator that preserves the type of the operands where possible. If you raise an integer to an integer power, it returns an integer. Math.pow, this function is part of the standard library's math module. It is designed to work with floating point numbers and will always convert its arguments to floats and return a float, even if the inputs are integers. Choose between A. No difference, B. Math.pow always returns a float, C. 2**3 is only for integers, D. Math.pow is faster. The answer is B. Math.pow explicitly converts inputs to floats and returns a float result, whereas the operator maintains integer precision if both inputs are integers. The other options are incorrect because works with floats as well, and math.pow is generally not faster than the built-in operator. Which method reverses the elements of a list in place? Python lists are mutable objects, meaning you can modify them after creation. When you need to reverse the order of elements within an existing list without creating a new copy, you use the reverse method. In-place modification, the list.reverse method modifies the original list object directly and returns none. Alternative, if you need a new list with reversed elements while keeping the original intact, you would use the reversed built-in function or slicing syntax like mylist::-1. Possible answers are A. Backwards, B. Reverse, C. Flip, D. Inverted. The answer is B. The reverse method is the standard list method for modifying the list order in place. The other options listed are not valid built-in methods for Python lists. Inverted and flip do not exist as list methods, and backwards is similarly incorrect. Which command in the Python shell displays the Zen of Python? The Zen of Python is a collection of 19 guiding principles for writing computer programs that influence the design of the language. These principles were written by Tim Peters and are famously included as an Easter egg within the Python interpreter. To view these principles, you simply type import this in your Python shell. This triggers a module that decrypts and prints the aphorisms such as beautiful is better than ugly, explicit is better than implicit, simple is better than complex. Choose between A. Import Zen, B. Import this, C. Help Python, D. Show rules. The answer is B. Import this is the specific command that triggers the display of the Zen of Python. The other options are incorrect because import Zen does not exist, and help Python or show rules are not valid commands for accessing these specific design principles. Thanks for watching. With TestMole.com, you get everything in one place, from easy candidate invites and role-based access to deep analytics and built-in anti-cheat mechanics. We'll assess code answers, free text responses, and issue verified certificates. Ready to simplify your hiring? Give TestMole a try. And one more thing. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe.